Welcome back, guys and girls, to the Walking and Talking channel. This is Domas, and today I want to talk about the power of mothers. Everyone has a mother, whether they know her or not. Some of us have a closer relationship. Some of us have a I have some food on my mouth. Some of us have a worse relationship with them. Toxic relationships, very loving relationships. I just had my mother visit for a few days, and it's always nice to see your mom. And we walked around town just a little bit, and she was like kind of holding my hand when we were walking, and it was very nice. It was just me and her, and we don't even need to talk that much. We just being together really changes something, and being with people changes something. So it's like I want to kind of put that into your mind, that just by being, not even doing, just by being with somebody, you can change the way they're feeling, And I have this with a lot of people. Like, sometimes spending too much time with people is not good. I know that for a fact. Not having clear boundaries, but when you set your boundaries, it's good to keep them. But talking with mothers is kind of always gives me a new perspective. Talking with my mom, she has that last word, where when I'm not sure of what I'm doing, or I'm not sure of where I'm heading, she always kind of puts all the dots on the I's and crosses all the T's, So respect your mothers, even if you are not very close to them. But I don't know, there's something in my mind the last couple of days. Is one video done about being in control of your own destiny, and I want to kind of bring that back up in order to kind of emphasize that, because also my mom said to me, she's like, your mind is not you. You can change how you're thinking. You can change your thought patterns. And I really thought about that, because sometimes those thought patterns are negative. Oftentimes they are, for me at least. And I was always thinking that that's a given. The way you're thinking about it, it's always going to be like that. But we don't need to feel so helpless all the time. Sometimes we can think of what we're thinking about, and why we're thinking about that one thing or another, because we can change that. We can say, no, actually, I'm not going to think about that person negatively, or I'm not going to kind of project like a new way of being that is negative, because our imagination is how we create our future, I think. Because when they say, the bridge that you're crossing now, at some point it was just an idea, until somebody, it was a fruit of imagination, until somebody went and made it into a reality, made it into a real thing. So I think that your imagination creates things, and your imagination creates you. So thinking about that, it's like, what do you want to imagine? Do you want to imagine good things? Do you want to imagine bright futures? Or do you want to imagine negative things happening? And trust me, I'm guilty of the negative thinking as well. Well, I don't know if you're thinking negatively, but I'm guilty of that. So that doesn't help me. That doesn't make me a more attractive person. I become more kind of, I don't know, dull, sad. But we can also kind of have affirmations that everything is going perfectly, everything is going the right way. The universe loves me. The universe sets up the best path for me. Everything that ever happened to me in my life before this moment has led me to a better future. All the ups and downs are meant to be, all the things that I think that were not supposed to happen were supposed to happen, and everything is going the right way. Because I tend to run away from my issues. I tend to run away from things that, when things get hard, I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with this. So I just sometimes move house, move country, move city, move, I don't know, just move. And what I've learned is it doesn't change the situation. It just changes the environment, but you come with the environment. Wherever you're heading, you're going to be part of the environment there. So don't run away from yourself. Because you're not going to run away from yourself far. So it's much better to, and all of that is kind of like, why did it start? Why do I start to run away? It's because I think that what I'm doing is wrong. If I'm doing something somewhere, like I'm staying in my hometown, I'm about to study, and I'm like, is this the right thing? No, this is the wrong thing. And I start to run. But you don't need to run. You can just affirm yourself, be that father figure for yourself, and be like, you're doing everything right. Everything that you've been doing has led you to this moment, and this moment is just the way it has to be. And you're perfect the way you are. And nothing or no one is going to take you out of this situation but you. Your imagination creates your future. So imagine good things and try things out. The one that doesn't do any mistakes is the one that doesn't do anything. That's what Einstein said. Also, Einstein said, either you believe that everything is a miracle or nothing is a miracle. So what already is happening is a miracle in my eyes. You're walking on this path, you feel the feet under your feet, feel the ground under your feet. You feel the weather changes, you feel people, different reactions, different conversations, feelings, emotions. And this experience, this human experience, has led you to this moment today. So in some parallel universe you're doing something else, but now you're doing this. So it's valid, you know. Whatever you're going through, you're supposed to be going through. So don't escape it. You're not going to escape far. But you're the master of your destiny. And sometimes mastery lies in relaxing, you know, just doing what's right there in that moment. And sometimes it's just like there's nothing that you can do but to calm down and realize that you've already done so much. And sometimes doing much or doing a lot doesn't equate to doing good. Sometimes doing little is what matters. Very little adjustments and very big changes happen with those little adjustments. So I want to encourage you to go on forward and make mistakes if you need to. And another video I watched on Sweat Talk was like, life doesn't even start until you're 40. So I'm 33, so I'm still waiting for that head start. But I'm thinking that whatever I'm doing now is building towards a better future of mine, and hopefully it's going to be a good future. It will be. It will involve some sacrifice. It will involve some changes. It will involve some strong people around me, and it will be good. And so will your life be good. So I admire you. I respect you. I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing your thing, or don't forget to relax and sit back and watch the show that you've created. And you keep creating dot by dot, step by step. You know, there's no big sudden changes that will help. Believe me, I tried. Somehow, only when I slowed down and started to digest what I've been doing in the last 10, 15 years, that I started to see my mistakes, see what I should do more of and should do less of. You know, see the things that I was kind of ashamed of, and those things always somehow involved alcohol or drugs. You know, and I wasn't even thinking that it was affecting me at that time, but now I think that it was. And you really start to feel different when you have the time to kind of sit back and watch the show and watch what you have done and what you're doing now. So, you know, sit back, relax, watch the show, and trust the universe. Trust yourself that you have the best plan in your mind. And yeah, make some small adjustments, make some little changes for the better. And you never know, those changes might be right at the tip of your fingers, you know. You don't need to go far. Sometimes it's just a shift of a thought pattern. a shift of perception that changes everything. So keep that in mind. And as always, I respect you. I have all my love for you. This was Domas. Have a great day, morning, evening, night time. I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Peace.